Ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing our series here on positions and the positional hierarchy in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We're going to be covering the second of the dominant positions called mount. If you've ever seen mixed martial arts or the UFC in particular, you've probably seen this in one or two of the fights. And generally speaking, the bottom man is almost certainly about to lose unless they get out there very quickly. That's almost as big a problem in pure grappling, but point being, mount is a very powerful position for the top man and a very bad position for the bottom man that we want to try and avoid or get out of. So if you would go ahead and lay down. So we're going to show this starting out from side control. And what we're going to do here to get mount, I'm going to run my knee and shin across my opponent's hip line. And I'm going to kick this over, being very careful not to leave this foot hanging out where my partner can get me in half guard. So we'll keep that out wide and settle down. And what we've just done is I have taken mount. My opponent has been mounted. And what we have, there's actually a little distinction here. While just like the other positions, there are a lot of different variations in mount. The big distinction we want to talk about today is going to be low mount versus high mount. And that is pretty much what it sounds like. Low mount, while it's good and while it does award me points in a sport context, I am still over top of my opponent's hips, which means he has a lot of power to disrupt my base and try and effect an escape. So what I'm going to do while we're here is I'm going to continue to kind of bring my knees up towards his armpit. I'm going to attack his arms, move him around, and work on driving myself up, higher up on his chest. And what we're doing here is we're, one, putting his arms in a position where I have different possibilities for submissions. His neck is available to me. And again, if strikes are involved, we have a very clear target here. Now, my opponent on bottom, he's obviously trying to prevent that. He's keeping his elbows in tight and trying to avoid it. He's also focused on a couple different escapes. The first one, the more basic one, is what we call an UPA. You don't see this a lot at higher levels, but it is one of the first ones you're going to learn. And it does teach you a lot of good principles for both the bottom and the top man. Sir? Gets me to post my hips forward, pins the arm, bumps and drives his hips after trapping my ankle, and back down if you would. Like I said, that's an UPA, one of the old mainstays of the sport. But what you're really going to want to work on is using that same hip escape we used from bottom side control in the previous video. He's going to bump, hip escape up, trap that leg, and actually recover to half guard or potentially full guard. But from here, he can absolutely continue the fight, and he's in a much better position than he was just a moment ago.